Welcome back everyone to the Williams Road to Glory here on F1 2020, and we are here for the Brazilian Grand Prix, the penultimate round of the season, a race in which we could win the championship. But we'll see what happens. Either way, it's going to be really interesting, and hopefully you guys are excited. As always, there's a link in the top right hand corner of the screen to go check out the previous episode before we jump into spoilers, so definitely go check that one out if you haven't done so already. But for today's race, I do have a bit of a problem which I'll get into in a minute, and I'll mention it in the qualifying briefing. But basically guys, if you're going to enjoy today's episode, then leave a like. Let's try and smash over 1,200 likes on this one. I'm going to push an ambitious target for you guys to smash. Subscribe for more daily F1 content on the channel, and let's see what happens in Brazil. And can we win a championship? Now this weekend we have no rain expected, so a good start to see, and hopefully we can have a nice smooth weekend all the way around. We are now the third fastest team on the grid with the most recent triple upgrade we've made, overtaking Ferrari and Aston Martin Racing Point. So good progress being made. We've got a few more durability upgrades on the way with one eye on Season 3, and with that we move into practice. Now the problem here, and as I mentioned and alluded to in the intro, there was a bit of a problem here this weekend for this race recording. So essentially, in short, I unfortunately had a game crash without me knowing. So essentially it stopped my recording and I wasn't aware of it. So as you see here, I was having a few issues with my game performance and how it was working. So I went into the graphics options and I messed around with some settings, and I noticed there was a HDR mode which is new to me. I've never seen it before, so I thought I'd test it out. Unbeknownst to me, without any notification, that actually ended up cutting my recording. So there is no recording of the qualifying session. So unfortunately, I can't provide you with that footage. So we're going to cut to the race intro, and instead of crafty waffling, I'm going to give you a brief rundown of what happened. So essentially, we had a pretty unbalanced car struggling for grip all the way through the weekend, and it was a setup that I used in league racing here at Brazil, but for some reason, with all the upgrades on this car now, I wasn't quite able to get the balance right, and it wasn't working over the one lap. It was a bit better with the higher fuel, but the low fuel was not great. So qualifying actually struggled. We got all the way into Q3, but up until my very last run, I was in a net P10, like an actual legitimate P10. The grid was extremely close. Bottas dominated qualifying. He was comfortably fastest. From second place down to P10 in Q3, it was so close. Like 1 or 2 tenths would have made a huge difference, and that's exactly what I found in my final Q3 lap. So yeah, as you can see in the background, we've got the race intro on the way, and you saw the championship standings, and we can win the championship today. The gap is 26 points, so Verstappen needs to outscore us in this race. But as for the grid, as you'll see right now, Bottas is on pole, and we're going to be in P2 on the front row alongside him. Hamilton and Verstappen are third and fourth, so the top 4 in the championship are in the top 4 positions in the race. Further down, George Russell didn't have a great weekend. He qualified, I believe, in P13, I think, if I remember correctly. No, a bit lower, P15 maybe? Yeah, P15. So, yeah, George not on the pace, and we struggle for balance. So it seems like we are lacking a bit of performance all round. But anyway, enough waffling. Let's get into the action, and let's see if we can win the World Drivers' Championship. Well, this is it. It's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Again, apologies for the lack of qualifying footage, but we start from P2 alongside Valtteri Bottas. So we've got a strong chance today to win the championship. If we finish where we are right now, we are world champion. Max Verstappen needs to outscore us here today to keep the championship alive. So let's see what happens. It's going to be really exciting and a very intense race. In terms of strategy, we're going to go for the softs to start with, and then we're going to go into the medium. The game won't allow me to choose that tyre, but that's what we're going to go for because the soft medium is the way to go. The hard tyre isn't really a good race tyre here. Fuel wise, I'm going 0.8, so a little bit in the reserve in case we need it, and yeah, pretty much we're good to go. So let's go win that damn championship. Right, let's see if we can try and get away well here. Lights are on, and they're out, and away we go. Oh, that's a good start. Second phase, as always, isn't that great, but we get a good enough start to hold on to P2. Hamilton on our right. Can we go on the outside of him? Yes, we can, and we hold on to that second place, but Lewis isn't going to give up there. We're going to have to defend the inside line down towards turn 4. Verstappen lurking behind as well. Easy does it through there. We're just going to try and hold the line, and we do. as Verstappen and Hamilton go side by side through the next section. Bottas racing away out front as we try to find the pace at the minute and switch on the tyres. Definitely not quite in the rhythm yet, but crucially we've held on the P2. That is good for us, and as it stands right now, this would give us the championship. So yeah, I believe the gap is 26 points, so yeah, this would be perfect. As long as the gap stays above 26 heading into the final race, then we win the title here today. So good start to the race, exactly what we need. We're going to see if we can catch up to Bottas, who's trying to make a run for it, and we're going to see if we can try and drop the cars behind as well. Oh, we got a green flag. Someone's had an issue further back. This could be an early safety car already. We've had one pretty much every race whenever there's been a retirement, so I'm expecting another one. Yellow flag on that little back straight. Could fit out the race. And there we go, safety car deployed. I think we're going to stay out. I don't think it's worth pitting, to be honest. I think we're going to get put in traffic, and we don't really want that. So we'll stay out, no need to pit. We'll see what Bottas does though, and we'll see if he pits. If he pits, that's going to really open up for us, which would be great, but I highly doubt that AI are going to pit, to be honest. I'm just going to crank it up to rich to make sure we don't save too much fuel. Is Bottas going to pit? No, he doesn't. Right, as expected. Okay, let's stay out. Okay, safety car in this lap as we get a nice bit of temperature into the rubber. Going to go for one little slide burnout, and there we go, we're good to go. We can get Bottas here straight away. Oh, we've timed that beautifully. Look at this. We've timed that restart to perfection. Here we go, into turn one. Getting it slowed down. Oh, running in a bit hot. Just trying to correct the car there. We've made the move though, into the lead. What a great restart. Bottas there, we managed to catch him napping. Down towards turn 4. Do we need to defend the line? No, we don't. But I'm going to go early to the apex anyway, because Hamilton is diving up the inside of Bottas, and he's actually made it work, to be fair. So Hamilton not wasting any time. He's trying to get by. Verstappen still P4, but we now lead the race. This is massive. Good pace. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Getting a gap to Hamilton already. Let's see if we can keep going and pushing like that. Verstappen now battling with Bottas. So Max is getting a move on now, but they're losing a lot of time by doing so. They're still going at it. This is good for us. Verstappen losing time. This pace is really strong. Another fastest lap into the 107s. Hamilton is just out of DRS range, but I feel like he might get back in through there. Either way, no, I think we've done enough. That is crucial. We've managed to drop Lewis. Meanwhile, Bottas down to P5. Verstappen and Gasly have got by in signs as well. So I wonder if Bottas maybe has wing damage, possibly. Who knows? But Verstappen now P3. We're going to see what pace he has. But right now, we are in control, and we have more than enough pace to control this race. Oh, a bit of a mistake there. Just slipped into the corner. That's going to drop Lewis into DRS range. Bit of an error there. Didn't get that right. The car is very on the knife edge with the setup that I'm running. If I don't get it right, it goes pretty quickly, pretty easily. Luckily, we've still got a good gap to Hamilton. Let's just try and drop him again if possible. There we go. Hamilton back out of DRS range. Good lap from us. Good response from the mistake. Pace is still great. Matching my personal best. Gasly now has the fastest lap as he's in the DRS range of Verstappen. And we've got better pace than Lewis and Max. I will say though, Max is catching Hamilton, so it looks like those two could be scrapping pretty shortly. But right now we are well in control. Car is working great. If I can just drive to the side of the setup and not overdrive the car, we're really fast. Okay, Hamilton and Verstappen have pit that lap, and they've gone for the hard tyre. So they're going to the end on the conservative strategy, which again doesn't make any sense. We're going to go longer. That safety car will just make it possible for us to go and get that medium tyre on. My pace is still great. I'm super consistent. The soft tyres are a really good race tyre. Okay, medium tyre selected. We're good to go. Going to drain the ERS as we enter the pit lane. Currently on for a personal best actually, or matching it at least. No need to rush. We'll take it nice and slow into the entry. There we go. Everyone's on the hard tyre, so we're going to have a massive advantage. And to be fair, this race has been a breeze so far. The performance of the car has really stepped up. The car felt terrible in qualifying. I really struggled to get that P2. Up until the last run in Q3, I was P10 on merit. You know, I pulled a lap out right at the end. The grid was so close. But my pace has been all over the place. I've been struggling with the car setup and the car balance. But in the race, the car has been magnificent. And look at this. We're comfortably out in the net race lead after our stop. And looks like we've got 5 seconds over Lewis. Wow, that is comfortable. And we've got the tyre advantage, so we can cruise now. And it will take an absolute disaster for something to go wrong in this race now, so let's just take it easy as we approach half race distance. Looks like we're going to reclaim our fastest lap as well, so it's going to be an extra point for us in the championship into the mid 7s. I reckon I can get that down a little bit more. I reckon there's a low 7, maybe even a high 6 on that. If I find a bit more pace, maybe if the fuel burns off, we'll get faster. Looks like it's going to be a low 7 this time as we go slightly quicker on this lap. And I reckon that'll do. I'm going to save some fuel and ERS in the reserves in case someone takes away the lap. We can try and fight back to get it back. I got bored, so I just decided to push the car to the limit. Having said that, that was in standard engine mode. I didn't use rich on that lap, just used a load of ERS basically. Pace is great. Car is arguably the best it's felt all season. I don't know what it is with the race pace compared to qualifying, but the car just is incredible. The best it's felt all season. Really, really fun to drive. I can just push it however I want. Gap to Hamilton now, nearly 12 seconds. Verstappen is pushing. He's only less than half a second behind, so that battle is building to a climax, but it's going to be irrelevant because we are going to win and get the fastest lap. So that's going to wrap it all up here today as we make a bit of an error there. Just easy does it. Let's not throw it away now, shall we? Let's not jinx ourselves. Well, Verstappen's got by and he's well and truly dropped Lewis, and now Hamilton is battling with Gasly for that final podium slot. If Gasly gets a podium, that would be an incredible drive from the Frenchman, but we are well in control now. Just 4 more laps to go. Here we go then. Purple sector 2, last lap of the race. Nicely done. It's going to be an improved fastest lap, and it should be just in the 106s, but more importantly, we're going to win and also clinch the World Championship. Get in there. We've done it. Yes. Finally. Woohoo. That's a big win. I'm happy with that. What a performance. The car was fantastic.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Well, that's it, guys. We've done it. The championship is secured. I didn't actually believe we'd do it in Season 2. About 4 or 5 races ago, it wasn't looking likely, but it all changed at USA. That was the turning point. Japan was a good race as well for that, but literally those 2 races, things really changed for the better, and yeah, we pick up the win and the fastest lap, the only man in the 1:06 6s, and you can see Verstappen finishes P2, Gasly third ahead of Hamilton, Albon, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Sainz, Ocon and Norris, and missing out in the points, Perez, Russell, Vettel, Stroll, Bottas, Giovinazzi, Matsushita, Grosjean, Magnussen and Kvyat out of the race. We look at the driver standings, and as you can see, with 1 race left, we have a 34-point gap over Max Verstappen, so we are world champions. Hamilton P3 ahead of Bottas as he overtakes his teammate, and then in the constructors we are still third, but we keep the top teams close and we pull away from the teams behind. So yeah, a good day, actually a great day at the office here today, and yeah, the next race, Abu Dhabi, the final one, and yeah, let's see what happens. I'm not going to do any upgrades, guys. We're going to just save some R&D points basically for the next race. So yeah, let's see if we have any admin to do for the next race in Abu Dhabi.
First of all, congratulations, you must be thrilled. There are rumours that you're looking for a contract with another team. Is there any truth to that?
No, there's no truth to that. I'm quite happy where I am. I think we've done a great job. You know, the last 2 years have been great and I've got no intention to leave, so yeah, I'm happy where I am.
Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash?
I don't know. I can't even remember, to be fair. It's been such a crazy race. That's the last thing on my mind.
Thank you for your time.
After that race, we outscore Hamilton once again as we score an extra 3 points, and we now have an 8-point lead heading into the final race of the driver rivalry. So we're looking pretty decent there. A bit more acclaim gained. I think we're going to just miss out level 15 after Abu Dhabi, but still we should be able to achieve that during the off season. Now the next race is in 10 days time, and both of the durability upgrades have arrived, which is great. So in terms of current upgrades, we've got nothing going on, so we're going to go ahead and work on the car long term. And for me, in my opinion, the best option, something this car desperately needs, is a tyre wear improvement. So we're going to go ahead and purchase this ultimate upgrade for tyre wear that will arrive during the off season, so no need to rush it, and fingers crossed that will arrive soon and do its job and help us out with tyre wear heading into season 3. So yeah, right now we're looking pretty decent. We're third best of all the teams. Facilities look pretty decent as well, and we're chilling. So let's skip ahead to the final race in Abu Dhabi. And just like that, guys, we're ready for round number 22, the final one of season 2, and we're going to try and go out on a high. I'm going to start from the back of the grid. We've got nothing to lose, and the championships are wrapped up essentially. So yeah, we're going to start from the back of the race and have a bit of fun with it. But guys, if you enjoyed today's episode and the Brazilian Grand Prix, then leave a like. Let's try and smash 1,300 likes for winning the World Championship in a Williams. That's what I'm going to aim for here today in this video. Subscribe for more daily F1 content, guys, and for season 3, which is just around the corner. And as always, a shout out to the members for supporting the content. Finally, check out the 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But that is it from me here today, and I'll see all of you next time. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.